Okay, this is Tuesday morning around 8 a.m. Harvey Storm started on Friday, and we are doing remarkably well. I'm really thankful for the height that this property has, because as you can see, we have no water. Probably our largest collection of water is right there. The horses are quite fine. We're giving shelter to a couple of dogs that needed shelter from the storm. That's why you hear all that barking. But as you can see, the pastures are without ponds or bodies of water. The arena, of course, is a little bit wet, but or very wet, but no large collection of water remains there for long. It also drains down towards the street. This property, the water that I'm stepping on is water that is running out of here. Of course, everything is wet and damp, but nothing is flooded. This is the main arena. If we have a couple of days of sun, it'll dry completely. I'm going to go to the other side of the barn. Of course, our barns are perfectly dry. There's the house, which is on even higher ground. This property is all on an incline towards Huffsmith Cemetery and towards the Spring Creek. This is our smaller arena, and this is water flowing through the main road. It flows all the way to the street. You can see the water running there. After 5 days of Harvey, this is the other small collection of water that we have. We have another one every here and there, but smaller than that. All this is on an incline, as you can see. All the water is coming this way, and then it drops that way on the other side as the Spring Creek goes around and turns and goes into Burroughs Park. This is the only collection of water that we have. Water here uses part of the road to leave the property. Now I'm on the other side of the large arena. So the two pastures that we have on the back. And there's no collection of water. I'm thinking of turning out the horses even in the rain, because they've been in their stalls for a pretty long time. That's the barn. There's a little hole here in the corner of the arena that has a little bit of water, because the horses have found a place to lay down in the dirt, in the sand, when they are out here in the pasture, and they've gradually made a hole there. We have tiny bit collection of water there, but nothing much. That's all the water we have here in this pasture. Everything else is pretty dry. This is water that is, you can see it running. I don't know if I can throw something here, but a little bit of grass so you can see it running. All that water. See? All this water, all that water is not stagnant, it's moving towards the exit of the property. And we have another collection of water there. Fairly small, but still. It's good that I'm filming this right now because at least I know where we have ditches and depressions in the land. But for 13 acres, 12.8 acres, this is quite tiny. You see water flowing here? As we come towards the exit of the property, it's really running. Look at that. It's very clear that it's flowing rapidly, and not slowly but rapidly. Now we come to the exit. All this pasture is pretty dry. Of course, there's some water in the grass flowing too, but this whole pasture is remarkably dry. And you start to think in terms of water, you know. But look at the height of the barn. Then look at the height of the pasture, and as you turn left, look how the street falls down, and the houses over there are already 3 or 4 feet below my feet. And then to the back of those houses, there's another big drop into Spring Creek. Now here by the street, of course, we have some collection of water in the ditches. That is only to be expected. Come on, Coco. And then towards there, the water flows in that direction, and at the very end of the street we have some collection of water, but I've seen it go like this high, maybe a little bit higher when it's raining really high. But in general, we've been doing fairly well. Fairly well. You can see how the barn is higher there, 2 or 3 feet probably. And that's why all the water flows in this direction, and then the water here is flowing towards the entrance of the street. It comes down and left if you're looking towards Housemid Cemetery Road. I'm going to pause for a minute because this is getting to be too long. I'm going to go around the corner. Okay, these are some of the houses, or is one of the houses of Fairway Farms. That is still on dry land. Behind that, there's still another drop. And then over there, there's a big drop, and there's Spring Creek feet. And the water has remained there even after the worst downpouring of water that we've had in, I don't know, 100 years. Or they say it's an 800-year event, but now they're getting to be much more common. Like John said, 5 is the new 50. 80 is the new 800. Or even worse. This is John's property. He's right next to the creek, but his property is still a little bit high. So he's got water right by the edge of his property, but his remains pretty dry too. The water's back there. The water is right back there. Ah, there's water right there. Look. There. That is scary. Well, it's not as much because the back of its property has a big depression. So there can be water there and still be a long ways to go towards his house and barn. But look at us. All the water here on the street running downwards. Nothing stays. Nothing stays. You see the water running? This is a brief documentary about how this property responds under severe weather conditions. The most severe weather conditions. The pastures are just fine. Oops, some wind and the tree shakes and we got a downpour. These are our external stalls. But as you can see, I'm walking slightly uphill, but always uphill in this street. Uphill, and the funny thing is that just after the property, you can see the end of the upward going. That's why you see an end the street right there, because the street starts going down. So we are definitely at the highest point around. There you're going to go into lower land and Burroughs Park, essentially. And the pond on Burroughs Park feeds from the Spring Creek, so it's obvious that Burroughs Park is going to be quite flooded. It's amazing how much better you understand the topography, the geography and the topography of the land once one of these events takes place. See the water all running down all the time? That's water even coming from the inside of the property. Look at that. And the house is high and dry. At the house is probably at the highest point, the highest elevation in this whole area. This house. Now, right next to here, there goes the creek, but there's a depression there that you can see. We are way beyond the middle of that tree there. So the depression there must be 20 feet or something like that. That's only the tree right there, but if you keep on going, there's a big depression in the land. So we come back to this part, and except for little local puddles like this, we are doing fantastic. I'm so happy. I was nervous. My family is out of the farm. I didn't know if the water was going to come high because I've lived here only for 1 year, but it turns out that this is the highest point of land in all this area. It's amazing. I'm so thankful.